Unshakable Confidence, Building the Foundation for Success, read by the author Dr. Stembile Mahlatini. Introduction. Confidence is one of those things that seem like a catch-22. Self-confidence is linked to almost every element involved in a happy and fulfilling life. Why is confidence the key to almost everything? I mean, peace, happiness, success, and more. Well, let's take a look at the benefits of being a more confident you. Benefit number one, less fear and anxiety. The more confident you become, the more you'll be able to calm the voice inside you that says, I can't do it. You'll be able to unhook from your thoughts and take action in line with your values, your dreams, and desires. If you've suffered from low self-confidence, you're probably familiar with the word rumination, or the tendency to think over and worry again and again about mistakes, or replaying those things that didn't work over and over again. Excessive rumination is linked to both anxiety and depression, and it can make us withdraw from the world. But by filling up your tank with confidence, you'll be able to break the cycle of overthinking and quiet your inner critic. Benefit number two, greater motivation. Building confidence means taking small steps that leave a lasting sense of accomplishment. If you've ever learned a language, mastered a skill, reached a fitness goal, or otherwise overcome setbacks to get where you wanted to be, you're well on your way. You might be thinking, well, sure, I was proud of my A that I got in school, but what does that have to do with anything now? If you think back to a key accomplishment in your life, you'll likely find that it took a lot of perseverance and persistence. If you could triumph through that adversity, then you can do it again in other areas of your life where you feel self-doubt. As your confidence grows, you'll find yourself more driven to stretch your abilities. What if thoughts that still will arrive, they will still arise in you? What if? What if I can't do it? What if this doesn't work? Paralyzing, yes, but because of that experience, you'll be able to grin and act anyway, feeling energized by the progress that you made before. Benefit number three, more resilience. Confidence gives you the skills and coping methods to handle setbacks and failure. Self-confidence doesn't mean that you won't sometimes fail, because you will, but you will know that you can handle challenges and not be crippled by them. So even when things don't turn out anywhere close to what you planned, you'll be able to avoid beating yourself up for not having accomplished everything. As you keep pushing yourself to try new things, you start to truly understand how failure and mistakes lead to personal growth. An acceptance that failure is part of life will start to take root with confidence. Surprisingly, by being more willing to fail, you'll actually succeed more, because you're not waiting for everything to be 100% perfect before you act. Taking more shots will mean making more of them, and also anticipating success each time that you take a chance. Benefit number four, improved relationships. It might seem counterintuitive, but when you have more self-confidence, you are less focused on yourself. We've all been guilty of walking into a room and thinking, oh, they're all looking at me. They all think I look dumb, and that every word I say is stupid. They don't believe me. The truth is, people are wrapped up in their own thoughts and worries. When you get out of your head, you'll be able to genuinely engage with others. You will enjoy the interactions more because you won't be so worried about the kind of impression you're making, and you won't be comparing yourself to others. Your relaxed state will put others at ease as well, helping you go deeper and connect deeper with them. Self confidence can also bring about deeper empathy. When you're fully present, you're more likely to notice that your date seems to be a little down, or that a friend in the corner looks like she needs a shoulder to cry on. Your family needs your support, or whatever it is that might be surrounding you. When you're preoccupied with your own self doubt, you can be the person who reaches out to others but is not that helpful. Benefit number 5, stronger sense of your authentic self. With more confidence, you will be able to celebrate your strengths, your authenticity, the real you that you are. Your actions will become, the principles that give you greater sense of purpose. You actually have the courage to show your skills, to stand up and speak up for what you believe and what you know without worry of who's judging you or who believes you or who doesn't believe you. In other words, you'll be able to let your best self shine through with unshakable confidence. So, in this guide, I will be walking you through a simple process to build your confidence. We'll talk about every aspect of where confidence affects and how you can easily change each aspect of your life to build more unshakable confidence. Connecting with your inner power. At a basic level, an unconfident person is someone who has lost touch with his or her inner power. How do I know? Because your inner power is where confidence comes from. If I asked you to describe yourself, you'd likely start with a physical description. Or perhaps you mention some of the roles that you've played in your daily life, like I'm a mother, a wife, a brother, an employee, a business owner, and so on. But those things are not who you are. They are what you do. The person you are is the very essence of your being. This might be called your soul, your higher self, or your authentic self. The label is not important here, just the acknowledgement that you are more than the physical appearance or the work that you do. Your inner essence is wise, powerful, and all knowing. He or she has a keen intuition and a bottomless inner reservoir of strength. This part of you, of the inner self, has a complete understanding of your true potential and constantly tries to bring it to your attention. If you're like the majority of people, you haven't been listening. You probably identify more with your physical self than your inner self. And you probably focus more on your outer life than your inner life. I can imagine you asking with surprise, what do you mean an inner life? Do I have an inner life? Yes, you do. We all do. However, in this modern age of noise, busyness, it's extremely easy to get distracted by external influences and lose touch with our inner power. At first, this doesn't seem to affect us much. We still continue on our daily lives, working, playing, taking care of obligations and responsibilities. However, as time goes on, we may notice that we feel a little more spacey, mentally exhausted, and a little less in tune with our lives. Our inner voice, intuition, if you will, seems to dim and grow distant, so we can barely hear it anymore. If we ignore these warning signs, they usually grow in intensity until we feel completely out of touch, confused, fatigued, weary, and powerless over our lives. We realize too late that we've forgotten who we are or who we once were. However, all is not lost. It is very simple to reconnect with your inner self, to tap into your inner power and blast your unshakable self-confidence through the roof. And when you do, you'll be able to create a life of such passion, joy, and purpose that you'll be sure not to repeat the same mistakes that led you to disconnect with your inner self in the first place. In order to reconnect with your inner power, you need to take a little trip to the very heart of yourself. You need to turn away from outer distractions on a regular basis so you can be reunited with your authentic inner self. You'll be surprised to learn that this process doesn't take a lot of time. So don't let the words on a regular basis throw you off track and start saying, I don't even have time for myself right now. There are several ways to reconnect, and all of them involve spending some quality time alone. Here are a few good ways to start. Number one, spend time in daily meditation. If you've never meditated before, don't worry. It's very simple to do. First, find a place to be alone and focus on quietening your mind. If you feel tense or anxious, try a few minutes of slow, deep breathing. And concentrate on releasing the tension from your body. So try breathing in at least 3 to 5 times where it's just breathing in and breathe out. When you feel relaxed and calm, turn your attention to your thoughts. Try to make your mind go blank and let go of any thoughts that are bothering you. Do this for as long as possible if you can. 10 or 15 minutes is good. And then as you get more relaxed with time, you can do at least 20, 30 minutes of just breathing and then allowing your mind to go blank where you're not thinking about anything, but you're just relaxed. Over time, you will notice yourself feeling much more balanced and centered and in touch with your inner self. Number 2, record your thoughts and feelings in a journal. This is a great way to learn more about yourself, as well as giving you a clear record of the progress that you are making. You don't have to have a good, writing skills or, be able to spell correctly to journal your thoughts and feelings. Just write, because this is for you. So write for yourself and for yourself only. Don't worry about the spelling or the grammar. If you can understand your chicken scratch, then that's all that counts. I suggest that you start each entry with an opener like, today I feel ... because ... Today I feel such, because such. This will lead you to more and more things to write about. And before you know it, you have filled an entire page. Doing this daily will help you tap into your stream of consciousness and connect with your deeper thoughts. Believe it or not, that's how many people start writing their books, by just writing a journal of their thoughts and their feelings on a day-to-day basis. And before they know it, they have all these pages that can now be put into a book. I'm not scaring you and trying to make you write a book, but just, release those thoughts and feelings from your mind and write them down in a journal. Number 3, embrace the silence. This exercise can seem challenging for even the most courageous among us, simply because most of us are not used to complete silence. Usually we have the TV on, radio, computer, or other people around us to distract us. So the thought of sitting in absolute silence and letting your thoughts drift might not sound appealing to you. It might even sound scary or even perhaps boring. However, please don't dismiss it so quickly. Give it a try over the space of a week, and I bet you grow to love those quiet moments. If you can sit outside in a natural setting, it's even more effective. You won't believe how calm and refreshed that you will feel after this exercise. And you'll carry the feeling of inner peace into everything that you do. So how do these exercises reconnect you to your inner power? They simply get you back in touch with the deepest part of yourself. Imagine if you had a best friend that you never spoke to, acknowledged, or even spent quality time with. How would your friend feel about that? Very likely he or she would feel slighted, neglected, and distanced from you. Most of us would never dream of treating our friends so terribly and horribly. Yet that's exactly what we do to our own inner selves. We ignore them completely and then wonder why we feel so empty and disconnected. When you begin devoting some attention to your inner self again, he or she blossoms. You rediscover your passion, joy, and validity. You awaken that inner awareness and that interconnectedness within you. So don't be surprised if you also begin to feel closer to your friends, family members, co-workers, clients, when you begin connecting with your very own inner self. All of this is the result of a deep connection with yourself. Finally, and most importantly, you begin more and more feeling positive about yourself again. You'll feel less tempted to be harsh with yourself, and you'll be able to better appreciate yourself genuinely and sincerely. You'll have more patience with yourself, more patience with others, and you'll discover a tiny seed of strength and power growing within you. Hence, you'll be eager to burst forth into a new life. And that's unshakable confidence.